Hello and welcome to this new video on HTML. So let's get started. Okay, I have opened this HTML folder here and let's get started. The first thing I want to do is let's just create a new file and let's give it a name basic.html. The first part can be anything, file name can be anything, but make sure that it has the extension of HTML. That's the important part. So let's get started. The very first part of HTML is what we call the Doctype Declaration, and Doctype Declaration basically says to browser that this is a HTML document and it is written like this. So after that we open up our HTML tag. Now everything that comes in a web page always lives inside HTML tag. So basically you cannot write any tags here. Okay, so no tags here because it's not allowed. Again, I will talk about verifying how good your HTML is on W3 validation site, but I wanna keep that information for later videos. So for very basic HTML, you can just open up HTML tag, open up another tag called body. Okay, close that tag, and this is about it. This is the bare minimum thing you can do and write HTML. So let's test this. I have placed this dummy texture, and if you are confused how I did this, you can type lorem and hit tab, and VS Code will generate this dummy text for you. Now let's see how this sites look like on our browser. So to do that, I have already installed this plugin called Live Server, and if you notice that there's this little button here which is called Go Live. I will just click on this one and it will load up a browser with this page. Okay, now here you go, your very first absolutely basic HTML page, and there's this the absolute basic HTML page. Okay, so again, this is not the only HTML you will write. There are a lot of things that is required to complete this HTML, but this is the bare minimum. Now I want to discuss something called the head tag in HTML. Okay, so what this head tag basically does is it contains information which are relevant to browsers and bots and things like that. The information inside this head tag is never shown on the browser. It's for internal working of your page. So whatever you type here, it will not show up on the browser, it will not be visible to users. But this is another key part of writing HTML, because inside this part you will generally include your CSS, your scripts. You can include your scripts and body, but again, if you are including file, you'll do it from here. Again, if I will talk about that later, but head is another very important section of a HTML file, and you'll generally see this everywhere. So that's the head portion, and inside head there is one very important HTML tag called title. Okay, what title tag does is, if you can see here, for now it is displaying our file name only, but what if you wanna say something else. So if you visit YouTube, it will say YouTube here or something like that. Okay, so if you want to control that, you can control that particular information with title. So if you give this page a title of, let's say, my HTML page, and when you come up here and refresh, again I'm using live server, so once I save this document, this page will automatically refreshes and saves a little bit of time for me. Now the next tag, header tags. Header tags are like a title tag for your document. If you have prepared a note, you generally underline your main header and make it so that it is distinctive from something else. So that's the main concept of header tag. So the header tag that I am talking about are from H1 to H6. So header tag are written as H1, and this is heading 1. Similarly, there are few more. There are actually 6 more. And there is heading 6, and that's it. There is no heading 7 or it's 7. So depending on your requirement, you can obviously use any one of these, and just to make sure that you are emphasizing the importance of that particular text in your HTML. And you can see that headings font size are changing pretty fast here. You can obviously control the size of this text using CSS, which we haven't learned yet, but we are gonna learn it soon enough. And another tag that I want to discuss in this video is paragraph tag. So paragraph tag, as you might guess, will generate a paragraph. This is exactly a paragraph kind of thing that you do it in your paper. When you write a paragraph, there are few text, and once you change your paragraph, then you come up in a new line and start writing again. So that's exactly what you can see here. Okay, so this is a paragraph. The next very important concept is the concept of link. Okay, so links are something that will again link one document to another. This is the very powerful concept, and this is particularly the beginning of HTML, and you can see the beginning of internet. So the link is written in HTML as anchor tag. The A is called anchor tag, and then the link is given by href. Again, now we have to discuss about this href. Every HTML element can have some attributes. Okay, so this attribute has some properties, or had some not properties, let's say had some values. These attributes have some values, and these value will do certain things for you. So in case of anchor tag, again please remember that this paragraph tag can also have attributes, but I haven't written any attribute here, but there can be some attribute here. But for anchor tag, the attribute part is also very important, but not for paragraph, so I have omitted on the above paragraph tag. So the attribute, or href, or in another word it's called hypertext reference. Okay, so the href part, or the value of href, should be the link which you want to visit. In this case let's just give link to YouTube. Okay, and even if you save this document, you can see that there is nothing here. All we have said is that the link is YouTube, but we haven't specified what should be displayed so that the link will be active, and when you click on that it will go to that link. So for that, just type YouTube here, and after that you can see that you have this link created here. Okay, and this YouTube that I have written between those tags, it is actually displayed here, and the link that you can see here is something which will go up once you click on that. So let's just click on that, and we are on YouTube site. Okay, so that's link, that's basically link we have created. And this href that we are talking about, it's called Hypertext Reference. Okay, so the H part and ref part, the combination of this is href. So Hypertext Reference, the basically the idea was you add a reference in a text, and that reference when clicked will go to that actual reference page. So it was kind of interlinking of different document, and that's the basic beginning of internet, if you know what I mean. It started from the desire to link different documents. Now another tag that I want to discuss today, and this is the last tag we will discuss today, is the image tag. Okay, again, if you are confused about what is this, how is this different text are coming from, I am typing images and VS Code is recognizing that it's HTML tag, and when I hit tab, you will get all this goodies, so you don't have to type too much. And for image tag, you have this source attribute and alternate attribute, or alternative text attribute, I would say. The source attribute will take an actual link to an image. Okay, so let's get some placeholder image. I like this little site called pixum.photos, and you can see that you will get some placeholder images here, and let's copy this link. Let's get that image. You can get different images every time, or you can get same images, so you can do whatever you want with this. This is a great concept, and I absolutely love this idea, and thank you whoever has created this site. And let's just paste it here. Let's go to our site. Sorry, let's save this document, and there you go. This image tag is used to add image to your HTML page, and that image is coming from here. And if in case there is some problem with image loading, or that image does not exist or anything like that, instead of that image you can give a hint about what that image could be. Let's say if it is an image of cat, you can write this. Once you save that, you can see that there is no effect because image is working properly. But if I screw up this image link somehow, then you can see that the cat image text actually appears here. So what this does is, in case of a failure in loading the image, you will see this text, otherwise you will not see this text. And another very important thing about alt tag is that this alt tag is read by search engine crawlers, and they will take a hint from this alt tag about the image. So the alt tag that you write here should be descriptive, and you cannot omit this alt tag. If you don't give this alt tag, it is generally considered as invalid HTML. Alt tag is important, and W3 will complain about this. W3 validation will complain about not having this alt tag. Okay, so this is important. Again, I have kind of hinted this W3 validation for a while now, and at the end of this video, let's see what this actually is. Let's just search for W3 validation and go to this URL, validator.w3.org. okay, so here what you can do is input your URL. If your site is live, you can just add your URL, or you can upload your file so that you can check whether your HTML is any good, or you can directly paste your HTML here. So for now, let's just remove this alt tag, and let's just copy this whole thing, and let's paste it here to see how much error I have made in my HTML, of course. And you can see that there are few errors already in my list. So again, these errors are, some are warning, some are absolute errors, and some errors can be checked and adjusted and removed, but there might be a few errors which you kind of have to face and could not solve or ignore. So use this tool to make sure that you actually remove the error in HTML as far as possible, and that's it. Spend some time adjusting your HTML errors, and if it is possible, just remove those errors, because if you have errors in your HTML, you will never know how browser will render that HTML. Browser will try their best to render those HTML with errors, but you will get some unexpected behavior, or your display issues, or issues in page layout or something like that. So checking HTML error is very important. So again, we have two errors, so let's just go through with it very quickly. And the first is a warning. You have to deal with error as far as possible. You can ignore warning again, but if possible, do check that as well. Now the first warning is, consider adding a language attribute to HTML tag. So again, this attribute will tell the HTML page which language, will tell the browser which language the HTML page and the content is coming through. You can write that, you can leave that, but for now I'm not dealing with this error. So let's go to, this warning, let's go to another. And for this one, the image element must have alt attribute. Again, I have told you earlier, image attribute must have alt tag, otherwise it is not considered a valid HTML. So this is it. Let's just, I have changed that. Let's just paste the code and let's check this. And again, I'm not dealing with this language attribute for now. We'll talk about this issue later, but for now I have gotten rid of that critical error which we were having after omitting that all tag. So this is it for today. I think this is a good starting point, and we can obviously continue about this later. In next video we will talk about what to write in this head tag. We will talk about meta tags and all that stuffs, and we will continue learning about other tags. Okay, so in the end, to wrap it all up, let's revise. Everything you write should be inside this HTML tag. The head tag is something where you give critical information about this page, and nothing you write here will be displayed to end user or in your browser. The body tag, on the other hand, is place where user will see whatever you write here. Okay, so anything that should be displayed to the user should be written inside body. And then we discuss about header tag with different sizes. H1 has biggest and H6 has the smallest font size, and it is nothing but kind of giving a heading to your document, just like in a page. And we learned about paragraph tag. Again, it's just like a paragraph as you write on paper, and that's it. Another very important concept is the concept of linking various parts of the web. So it is done using the anchor tag. Again, this link can be within your site. Okay, you can link another page within your document. So in this case, you can see that I have index.html5 layer. So if I create a tag here, and let's go to we'll link index.html here and give it a name of HTML basics. And when I come back here, refresh this page, you can see that there is this basic here, and when I click that, you can see that it will go to another HTML. So in first case, I am linking my text to another site, and in second case I am linking document within my own site. Okay, so you can do both. And then we learned about image tag, and this is how you insert image into your HTML document. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you have learned something out of this. HTML is fairly simple. It's really easy. It's not that complicated. Once you start writing your own HTML file, I think you will kind of get used to HTML within a couple of days. It's not that difficult. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So bye bye, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and all that good stuff. Don't forget to share if you like this video, and yeah, bye bye and have a nice day. Thank you.